Welcome to our Friday special of AI Watch, Watch AI. Every week, we pick the most talked about story in the AI industry and take about 10 minutes to break down exactly what happened and why it matters beyond the headlines. Let's get into it. Let's rewind 3 months. In February this year, Elon Musk publicly called out Anthropic on X, calling them, quote, misanthropic and evil. Anthropic is the company behind Claude, widely regarded as one of the most safety-focused AI labs in the world. It wasn't the first time Musk had taken aim at a competitor, but this was direct. This was public. Then came May 6th. The same Elon Musk handed Anthropic exclusive access to one of the most powerful AI supercomputing facilities on the planet. Musk explained it himself on X. I spent considerable time with Anthropic leadership, understanding how they ensure Claude benefits humanity. I was impressed. No one triggered my evil detector. 3 months. From evil to no one triggered my evil detector. All it took was a large enough deal and enough spare compute sitting idle. The facility is called Colossus 1, located in Memphis, Tennessee. Inside, over 220,000 NVIDIA GPUs, H100S, H200S, and next-generation GB200 accelerators backed by more than 300 megawatts of power. To put that in perspective, 300 megawatts is enough to power 200,000 Hong Kong households. It is one of the highest compute density AI facilities on Earth. And now, 100% of that compute belongs exclusively to Anthropic. To understand why this deal happened, you need to look at 3 problems all at once. 3 problems, 1 deal. Problem 1, Anthropic's compute shortage and why they cannot simply build their own. Problem 2, SpaceX's stranded capacity. Problem 3, the SpaceX IPO. Together, these 3 forces made this deal not just possible, but inevitable. Why can't Anthropic just build their own data center no matter how much money they have? Because to build a large AI facility, you must clear 4 physical walls in sequence. Wall 1, power. By 2026, over 110 gigawatts of announced US data center projects are stuck waiting for grid connections. The permits simply aren't coming through fast enough. Wall 2, cooling water. Next-generation AI racks run above 50 kilowatts per rack. Air cooling cannot handle it. You need sites near abundant water, and those locations are finite. Wall 3, land. In 2025, nearly $98 billion of US data center projects were blocked or shelved due to community opposition. Even Google withdrew a $100 million application after local pushback. But the hardest wall is the 4th, transformers. A large data center needs dozens of high-voltage transformers. Order today, the lead time is 128 weeks. That is 2.5 years. Some specifications run 4 to 5 years. Wood Mackenzie estimates the US transformer supply gap at 30% in 2025, persisting through 2030. 2 completed Silicon Valley data centers are sitting empty right now, waiting on transformer deliveries. This is physics. Money cannot accelerate it. So Anthropic rents. To understand what this deal means for SpaceX, you need to understand how big a burden Colossus 1 had become: 220,000 GPUs, 300 megawatts of power. Impressive on paper, but the problem was utilization. After XAI migrated training to Colossus 2, Colossus 1's actual usage rate dropped to just 11%. Nearly 90% of that compute was sitting idle, burning electricity every second, while AI hardware depreciates every 18 months. This is what analysts call a stranded asset. You have to keep feeding it, but it generates no return. Cathie Wood put it plainly. Before the Anthropic deal, Colossus 1 represented massive losses for SpaceX. With Anthropic as a premium tenant, it becomes significant profitability. Analysts estimate the deal generates between $3 and $5 billion per year for SpaceX, with cash profit exceeding $2.5 billion. For a company targeting a $1.75 trillion IPO valuation, that single transformation from balance sheet liability to long-term revenue asset is not a minor footnote. It is a story that reshapes the entire valuation narrative. But Musk kept one thing in reserve. Outside the official press release, he added on X, SpaceX retains the right to reclaim compute capacity if Anthropic's AI acts in ways that harm humanity. Whether that clause is written into the formal contract remains unconfirmed. The terms have not been disclosed. But the implication is hard to ignore. If enforceable, Musk effectively holds the power switch for one of the world's 3 most powerful AI labs. Think about what that looks like. A company known for AI safety research, with its compute lifeline controlled by someone who 3 months earlier publicly called them evil, and whose standard of judgment is whether something triggers his evil detector. But here is the real calculation. The revenue $3 to $5 billion per year is real money. The kill switch clause maintains his image as an AI safety guardian. He gets paid, and he keeps the moral high ground. There is one more layer. This deal happened while Musk and Sam Altman are in active litigation. Anthropic was founded by executives who left OpenAI. In enterprise AI, Anthropic is OpenAI's largest competitor, the enemy of my enemy. Leasing compute to Anthropic weakens OpenAI's market position. No press release mentioned this. Every analyst knows it. This deal has 4 clear implications for the AI industry. First, compute is the new oil. The bottleneck has shifted from who has the smarter model to who controls the most GPUs. Access to compute is access to leverage. Without it, even a world-class model has nowhere to run. Second, there are no permanent enemies in AI. Musk called Anthropic evil in February and signed a contract in May. That is not a contradiction, it is business. Ideology is public performance. Economics is the actual operating system. In AI specifically, compute costs are so high that every potential customer matters too much to leave aside. Third, SpaceX is becoming the AWS of the AI era. Just as Amazon's retail business seeded AWS, SpaceX's infrastructure is seeding the world's largest AI compute leasing operation. If this trajectory holds, the IPO story is not rocket company, it is AI-era cloud infrastructure provider. Fourth, space-based compute is promising but faces a hard physics constraint. Anthropic has flagged interest in orbital AI compute with SpaceX. Space offers unlimited solar energy, a real advantage. But space is vacuum. Heat can only escape via radiation. The math. Dissipating 1 megawatt requires 1,200 square meters of radiator panels, 4 tennis courts. Getting trained models back from orbit also faces serious laser communication bandwidth limits. The destination is real. The road is harder than it looks. This deal also reveals who is falling behind and how far. Grok, xAI's own model, has been positioned as the third force in AI. The revenue picture tells a different story. In 2025, Anthropic's annualized revenue reached $7 billion. OpenAI is generating $2 billion per month. xAI's standalone annualized revenue sits at roughly $500 million. A survey tracking over 260,000 US users found that in Q2 2026, only 0.174% had paid for Grok. The user share is defensible. The paying conversion rate is a structural problem. When your compute costs outrun your revenue, you do not wait for the model to catch up. You lease the hardware. That is what happened here. Google Gemini holds a different position. User share ranks second. And Google's distribution advantages, search, Android, workspace, mean Gemini does not live or die by paid conversion alone. DeepMind's Demis Hassabis plays a long game. AlphaFold and AlphaGo were never about being first, they were about being right. Gemini 4 is the anticipated move. When it lands, and how hard, remains to be seen. The real race at the top is between OpenAI and Anthropic. Everyone else is competing for third. In a world where AI capabilities roughly double every 4 months, compute is never a background variable. This deal is about money. It is about an IPO. And it is about who ultimately controls the power supply of the AI industry. The core question remains open. Is Musk's kill switch a public relations gesture or a real contract term? Did Anthropic accept this arrangement out of compute desperation? Or is there a deeper strategic logic we cannot yet see? The answer may only become clear after the SpaceX IPO. I'm Gigi. This has been AI Watch episode 67. Thank you for watching. Before we wrap up, today's deep dive is brought to you by Great HK. If your business is looking to move beyond the AI hype and actually deploy solutions that work, Great HK is worth a conversation. Find out more at greathk.com.hk. If this gave you a clearer picture of where the AI race is heading, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's paying attention. Every Friday, we go deep on the stories that shape this industry. I'm Gigi. See you next week on AI Watch, Watch AI.